Hey, what's up? Kalen here. I want to talk about Magento 1 support in this video. So this is an interesting topic that I've been thinking about for a while now, several years. Obviously, Magento 2 has been out for quite a while now, and Magento themselves are obviously full steam ahead on M2, and the whole partner ecosystem is strongly incentivized to go the M2 direction with cloud and all that. But I still think that M1 is going to have quite a long lifetime. It's hard to know. When there's some numbers out I retweeted in the past several weeks or so that by far in the wild, M1 is the number of Magento sites. M1 compared to M2, M1 is like 98% to 2%, is something like that. Now that's looking at sort of the long tail of all of the Magento sites out there. Any recent builds, anything that's been getting done recently, most likely is all M2. But a couple things that I noticed here on Twitter recently that were interesting. Miguel Balparda, evangelist at Nexcess, Magento hosting company, said that he's part of the M1 end-of-life team, and there's a full-blown plan for this. It was in response to a question I asked about security patches, and he said they have a full-blown plan for that. Also found out that Nexcess actually acquired customers from Magento. So Magento has moved over to their cloud platform called Stratus, which is on top of AWS. And so all of their customers that were on their dedicated hosting, they've been phasing those out, and Nexcess actually acquired those customers, which I think is cool. I think it's awesome to see collaboration between the two of them, and so the customers that and also I think it's great that people that were on those MHM plans don't have to just be left in the dirt, left in the dust. They have somewhere else they can go. They can be supported. So that's an interesting development. So it looks like Nexcess is really going to be heading the charge of M1 long-term support. I believe that, I don't know if Nexcess are partners or not, but obviously when Magento went the cloud route, all of the hosting partners kind of got a little hosed with that. So I'd imagine that they're strongly incentivized to support M1 long term. Also, Nexcess was acquired by Liquid Web recently, which is an interesting development as well. A lot of acquisitions happening. So there's an organization called Mage1, which is a number of developers out in Germany mostly, who are Magento veterans, are kind of putting that together to also provide long-term M1 support. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops. But one of the things that when you think about security and security patches, I think the vast majority of security patches have come from the community as opposed to coming from Magento the company. And so, but however, Magento the company funded the bug bounty programs, which are a huge incentive for people to go out and find security vulnerabilities. So I think one of the missing pieces to the puzzle is for somebody to fund a bug bounty program of some sort, and I think that will give the level of security that's needed for M1 to exist long term. With Nexcess, really, I'm not sure exactly what Miguel means in that tweet, but I have a feeling that they're putting some significant resources behind this. So they're the type of company that I think could really give a strong backing to M1. And so I think it's going to be interesting to see what develops there. Some people are still saying that it's a PCI, it's a breach of PCI compliance to even be on M1, which I've looked at that in the past. I don't, obviously not a lawyer or a PCI specialist or anything like that. So that's something that to look into. But I believe it's a gray area. I'm pretty, and the PCI is everything is a gray area. Literally everything is a gray area. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I just wanted to give that update. If you have any corrections or updates on any of this stuff mentioned in here, I'd love to hear from you.